Corey Spangenberg in the starting lineup tonight for the Padres, and 3 for 4 in his career against Robbie Ray, who gets the start for the Diamondbacks. On the other side, Paul Goldschmidt, .391 average with a home run, 6 RBIs this season against the Padres. He's doing it against everybody, but especially against San Diego. We welcome you to San Diego at Petco Park for Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Diamondbacks and the Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. Well, tonight, Luis Perdomo is on the mound for the Padres. Arguably been the most consistent starter this year for the Padres. He's pitched well, but he does not have a record yet.
I have a wish list. Padres come out scoring early so Luis Perdomo can go 6, maybe 7 innings and earn himself a victory. And the proof is in the pudding against the Arizona Diamondbacks and his last 4 starts. Goose eggs record, okay, but the ERA, he's keeping him in games, he's giving him a chance. The offense just hasn't come through, and more strikeouts than innings pitched. So this is a team, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they can really hit the ball well, hit the ball out of the ballpark. Hopefully one of those guys he contain is Jake Lamb.
Yeah, Jake Lamb had a big night last night and had a great start to 2017.
Short, quick to the baseball, and for a guy that's hitting 4th in the lineup, you've got Goldschmidt batting 3rd. This is going to be a tough task for any pitcher. But Jake Lamb, here's what he does. He's short, quick to the baseball, uses the whole field. He could pull a breaking ball with the best of them down the right field line, and we saw him go the opposite way with some pop as well. So he is one tough out.
Well, Luis Perdomo will try to quiet these Arizona Diamondbacks bats. Easier said than done. He's had some troubles against lefties. How will he attack the lefties tonight? Bob Scanlon will tell us how when we return to Petco Park after this. Baseball brought to you by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. By the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. By Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. And by Buick. Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight from Petco Park. Before we get it started, let's send it down to Bob Scanlon.
Well, thanks, Don. We've talked a lot about Luis Perdomo and the splits that he's had, righties versus lefties. In fact, before his last start, righties were hitting only $177, but the lefties were hitting over 400. He has made some changes. In his last outing, he did two things. Number one, he pitched inside effectively with the fastball, just like that. That front hip fastball got a lot of the left-handers frozen in that situation. And how did he complement it? With the backdoor breaking ball. Outstanding combination, setting up the front door hip fastball, going with the off-speed pitch to the outside corner. What was the net result? Left-handers in his last outing, 0 for 8. Only 2 guys reached base, 1 on a walk, 1 on a hit batsman. He's certainly made the adjustment, and hopefully he can take it into tonight's ball game as well, because there's 4 lefties in this lineup. He's got to be the stopper. Luis Perdomo, Robbie Ray. Coming up next, Padres, Diamondbacks. First pitch next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Diamondbacks tonight from Petco Park in San Diego. Time now for our weather report, brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 75 degrees, northwest breeze at 7 miles per hour. The forecast for more of the same as it is clear above Petco Park. Not a cloud in the sky. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Bob Scanlon with you as the Padres and the Diamondbacks play the middle game of this 3-game series. Here are the umpires tonight. Trip Gibson has the plate, calling the balls and strikes, with Ramon De Jesus at first base. Ryan Gorman is the crew chief at second base, and Dan Iasanya, the umpire, at third. The Padres about to take the field, and they will be led out there by Luis Perdomo, trying to bounce back after a very difficult loss here last night to the Diamondbacks. And they'll be dealing with Robbie Ray tonight, a left-hander who gets the start for the Diamondbacks.
Well, nowadays, when you mention Arizona Diamondbacks, it's all about the offense and the home runs. 11 home runs, 27 runs scored during a 4-game win streak for Torey Lovullo and his troops. There's the left-hander Robbie Ray.
He's got good moss.
He does. Hopefully that moss is all over the place tonight.
Now here comes Perdomo, and here come the Padres. Luis takes the field here along with his teammates. Diamondbacks beginning this road trip last night with a victory for Torey Lovullo, their first-year manager. As we check out the lineup for the Diamondbacks, Chris Owings leading it off from shortstop. David Peralta is in right field batting second. Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Jake Lamb at third base. Yasmani Tomas in left with Brandon Drury at second base. Chris Herman does the catching. He's played all over, but tonight he'll do the catching. Bats seventh. Ray Fuentes in center field batting eighth. And Robbie Ray out of the ninth spot, the pitcher, batting for the Diamondbacks. And tonight for the Padres, it is indeed Luis Perdomo.
23-year-old making his 7th start. The ground ball is a big key. He's got the best ground ball rate in Major League Baseball, so he's got to execute pitches early. That's fastball, breaking ball, all that good stuff, and keep improving. Bob Scallon touched upon it. 2 seamers into lefties, breaking balls away. Let's see how he does tonight against the Snakes.
Well, defensively behind him for the Padres, brought to you by Lincoln. Matt Caesar getting a start in the left field as we go left to right across the outfield. Manuel Margot in center, Hunter Renfroe round and right. Corey Spangenberg at third base with Eric Ibar at short. Jan Hervis Solarte at second, Will Myers at first, and Austin Hedges does the catching for Luis Perdomo. Well, Chris Owings to lead it off here for the Diamondbacks. They've had trouble on the road away from Chase Field, where they are 7-10 on the year, but of course a good win here last night for the Diamondbacks. And here is Owings, who swings at the first pitch and sends a ground ball back up the middle into center field. A base hit on the first pitch of the ball game.
And there goes the no-hitter.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Keep the snakes in the basket. No snake charming, right? Keep them in the ballpark. That's what I'm trying to say with the home runs. Keep the snake in the basket. We'll get into that a little later. Score first and then hold the lead. Especially for Luis Perdomo. Hopefully tonight he gets a 1 in that column with a W above it.
Well, David Peralta as they check at first base on Owings. David Peralta returning to the starting lineup for the first time since last Saturday. Here last night, and he's going to take a base hit the other way into left field. Back-to-back hits by Owings and Peralta to begin the ball game.
Swinging early.
First pitches.
First pitch, base knock. That's a change up there. Right into the stretch. Perdomo to Peralta, base knock. Station to station baseball for Arizona right out of the gate.
2 on, nobody out, and that'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. Goldschmidt at .305 to start the night. 10 homers and 32 runs batted in. And a swing and a miss on a pitch headed down and in. And Goldschmidt here just 1 for 12 on the year at Petco Park so far. He does have 5 walks. And notoriously hitting well against the Padres. Hits everybody pretty well. Off balance cut there, finds him down 0-2.
That's going in and out with movement. 2-seamer to get ahead, slider down and away to quickly get ahead 0-2. And remember, Paul Goldschmidt, yeah, he's got power to all field, but he will chase with 2 strikes out of the zone.
In the dirt, kicks away from Hedges, and the runners will advance. Owings to third, Peralta to second on what'll be a wild pitch.
Breaking ball. Looks like Austin did everything he could to try to keep that ball in front of him. You know, there's only one thing the catcher can do, get in a good position to block it. Just off the chest protector, and that ball bounces to his left. No chance of getting those runners.
So second and third, nobody out. You got Paul Goldschmidt at the plate, down 1-2. And he'll take that in the dirt. .413 with a home run. 20 runs batted in with runners in scoring position on the year. On the ground, foul outside of third base. was 0 for 2 here last night, but he did get on twice, walking twice in the game. On the ground up the middle into center field, a base hit. One run is in, and here comes Peralta around. And the Diamondbacks jump out to a 2-0 lead. Paul Goldschmidt drives in a pair here in the first inning. So nothing hit terribly hard in this inning, but the Diamondbacks have 2 runs already.
You know, it seems like when you're swinging the bat well against a certain pitcher, you find the holes, and this 18-hopper finds his hole up the middle of the diamond. Prior to this game, 5 for 11, a couple of home runs, and Goldschmidt can add another single and 2 RBIs off of Luis Perdomo. And as you mentioned, Don, the ball's just not hit that hard, but finding the holes early.
Goldschmidt at first base, nobody out in the inning, 2 runs in, and Perdomo now ready to deal with Jake Lamb. And Lamb has been on fire. .287, 11 home runs, 34 runs batted in for Lamb. Fifth in RBIs with a 34. 6th with 11 home runs. And coming in with a 7-game hitting streak, hitting at .448 during the last 7 games. 13 hits along the way, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in, and bats here with the Padres in a shift on the right side of the infield as Perdomo will check on Goldschmidt.
There we go. We got the uno dos tres on the right side there, and the outfield playing him to go the other way because he does have pop that opposite way.
Fly ball center field. Margot was shallow. He goes back and can't catch it. And a 1-hop against the wall. As heading for third and beyond is Goldschmidt. They're going to try and score him. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it'll be late. The Diamondbacks take a 3-0 lead. An RBI double for Jake Lamb on the 4th consecutive hit out of the gate tonight for the Diamondbacks. And here comes Darren Balsley, the pitching coach.
Just got done mentioning the opposite field pop from Jake Lamb, and that's a ball that just catches too much of the plate, and he does a nice job of staying on it long enough to just drive it that way. Got hurt with bad location on that last pitch. Looks like right there Darren Balsley trying to motion, working down in the zone. Concentrate on spinning that baseball down around the knees. Try to work for a grounder.
Well, Goldschmidt coming around to score the 3rd Diamondbacks run. And it's 3-0 Arizona as Yasmani Tomas will now dig in. .252, 8 homers, and 29 runs batted in for Tomas. And Tomas surrounded pretty well in this lineup. You got Lamb hitting in front of him. You got Drury hitting behind him, and it's a pretty good looking lineup the Diamondbacks have right now.
Hey, you know what? You're getting guys in front of you. Those guys are getting on for you. RBI opportunities. Yeah, this is a darn good lineup for Torey Lovullo.
Ball and a strike to Tomas. Torey Lovullo's good start here with the Diamondbacks. I think what the Diamondbacks were expecting to do last year is what they're actually doing this year.
I mean, 1 through 6. That's pretty good. 1 through 6 he's got.
Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in as Perdomo tries to grab his bearings here in the first inning. 4 straight hits, 3 runs. That'll bounce in, blocked by Hedges. The Diamondbacks have hit 11 home runs and scored 27 runs during their 4-game winning streak coming into tonight's action.
And you know, you look at this ball club as a whole, every not every, but the main important categories offensively, they're like the top 3. Average, runs, hits, total bases, triples, home runs, RBIs, on base percentage, slugging percentage. Take a look at hitting coach Dave Magadan.
Had the chance to visit with Mags before the game today. Great to see him, former Padre coach and player. Payoff pitch is grounded foul. Jake Lamb at second base. Nobody out in the inning. 3-0 Diamondbacks. There's Brandon Drury. Goldschmidt driving in a pair, scoring a run himself. Swing and a miss, and Perdomo needed that and strikes out Tomas for the first out here of the first inning.
Two-seamer down and in to Tomas. Don't have to throw that guy a strike with 2 strikes.
So 1 out. Lamb at second base brings up Brandon Drury. Drury hitting at .342 in his last 10 games, and he takes strike 1. 9 extra base hits during that time, 8 RBIs. Overall 309. 4 homers, 16 runs batted in for the Diamondbacks second baseman. Off balance cut right there, and Perdomo jumps ahead 0-2. Started with a Chris Owings single. David Peralta single, the wild pitch. And a 2-run single by Goldschmidt. An RBI double by Jake Lamb. Drury batting now with Chris Herman waiting on deck. Last night, the 7 runs out of the gate for the Diamondbacks. Tonight, so far 3.
Yeah, a couple of things here. Once again, Padres playing catch up, and also the pitcher Robbie Ray gets some leeway.
Hedges had to go a long way to get that, and he fires a seed to first base. Nice play. Austin Hedges aggressively going out there, had to go a ways down the third base line to grab it, and then he throws out Drury. On to third goes Lamb.
This is not as easy as it looks for Austin Hedges. He's got to get to that baseball and then spin all the way around. The swinging bunt and then the accuracy. Then he's got to worry about throwing it up the first base line. He could have thrown that, you know, being too quick up the back of the runner. That's a good play all the way around for the Padre backstop.
So 2 down in the inning. Lamb at third base, and it brings up Chris Herman getting his first start of the series and doing the catching. He takes ball 1. 13th start he's had, 8 as a catcher. 3 in left and 1 at first base. It's a high fly ball to center field, sending Margot back to the track at the wall. It is gone. A 2-run home run for Chris Herman, his 4th of the year. And the Diamondbacks take a 5-0 lead in the first inning. Another big first inning for Arizona.
Well, Chris Herman is thinking, hey, I'm getting the start tonight. If I'm going to get myself a fastball, I'm going to make it hurt. This team can hit some home runs.
So 2 down, bases empty, and here's Ray Fuentes. .182, came into the game defensively last night off the bench. It's a start tonight in center field. Fly ball, center field, sending Margot back towards the track. Onto the track where Margot makes the catch back by the .396 marker to end the inning. A 5-run first for Arizona. Bottom of the first inning as the Padres will try to chip away. We check out the Padres lineup tonight, brought to you by Toyota. Manuel Margot leading it off and in center field with Matt Caesar in left. Will Myers at first base with Yangervis Solarte at second base, batting fourth. Hunter Renfroe in right with Austin Hedges doing the catching, and Corey Spangenberg will be at third base with Eric Ibar at short. And out of the number 9 spot, Luis Perdomo. The pitcher with Robbie Ray on the mound tonight for the Diamondbacks.
25-year-old making his 9th start. Stuff over location. He's got a live arm. He's 96, 97. Walk on the wild side. The walks are up. He's having difficulty locating the fastball. The fastball is very straight, which can get turned around very quickly. So another thing that's been hurting Robbie Ray, a lot of pitches early, but he has the 5-run lead that enables him to be aggressive, make a mistake here or there, and then possibly go deep in the game and save arms in their bullpen.
Well, Manuel Margot leading it off here for the Padres and taking strike one. 273, 4 homers and 13 runs batted in for Margot. Tardy on the cut there. Fastball at 93 has Margot down 1-2.
Last year, Robbie Ray had some success towards the last part of the season. Fastball, slider, mostly.
Will pop up into shallow right. In comes Peralta, and he'll make the running catch. A good jump coming in. Looked like Drury was not going to get there, the second baseman, but the right fielder takes care of out number 1. Left to right across the outfield for the Diamondbacks defensively. Yasmani Tomas, Ray Fuentes, and David Peralta. Third to first, Jake Lamb, Chris Owings, Brandon Drury, Paul Goldschmidt, with Chris Herman doing the catching for Robbie Ray. 997 fielding percentage, second in the National League. Here's Matt Caesar with 1 down, and he'll take a ball. Caesar batting second tonight for the Padres and getting another start in left field. There's combined numbers between the Cubs and the Padres. Will pop up, foul ground. Back comes Herman towards the seats, but he won't have a play. Tried to use the fedora to make the catch on 2 occasions, couldn't come up with it.
That's a very makeable play. Well, let's see. Off the brim.
'87 that time from Ray. Will Myers on deck as Ray will take a pitch down low. Caesar will pop it up right side of the infield. Paul Goldschmidt, the first baseman, feet on the dirt of the infield as he handles out number 2. So 2 flyouts here. Brings up Will Myers. One of the Padres who certainly enjoys facing the Diamondbacks. .329 career hitter against the Diamondbacks. Got 53 hits against Arizona. 87 average overall in the year, 11 home runs.
You know, I've always felt after a first inning, 5 runs, 3 runs, whatever the case may be, if you get at least 1 back, just 1, and take your chances.
Just an answer of some sort.
Yes. Just to get the bats going, run the bases a little bit, take that goose egg off the board early. Why does it have to be a goose egg? Why can't it just be like a chicken egg or a...
I don't know where it started, actually.
Yeah.
1-1 to Myers. Swing and a miss, and he's down 1-2.
I like bagel. Put up a bagel.
But a donut.
Even better.
Myers swings and misses at a high fastball at 94. 1-2-3 first for Ray. 5-0 Diamondbacks.
They give us some coverage.
Now the Padres trailing the Diamondbacks here 5-0 as we start the second inning. And Luis Perdomo through 26 first inning pitches. Well, because of what the bullpen had to go through last night, Padres certainly need Perdomo to give them some innings tonight.
No question about it. Quick innings, efficient, get ahead, especially starting right here with the pitcher. There you go.
Robbie Ray strikes out. Second strikeout for Perdomo.
He throwing breaking balls, and you know what? That's a good sign because you get that feel. You know, usually you think the pitcher's up. I'm just going to blow the fastball by. No. Hey, mixing some breaking balls. You got the top of the order. Now that breaking ball might be effective to Owings, to Peralta, and Goldschmidt. Some pretty good curveballs, it looked like.
That'll bounce in outside to the top of the order. Chris Owings singled to center field in the first, came around to score the first Diamondbacks run. Moving in on the single by Goldschmidt, and now a two-hopper to short. Ibar plays the high hop, and the throw is just in time. Owings showing some pretty good speed down that first base line, but he is out number two.
Tell you, Owings getting down the line there. This puts pressure on the infielders. No room for error. And gets him by about a full step, but still Owings was getting down the line very quickly.
So two down for David Peralta. Single to left field in the first inning. Came around to score the second run and sent it 400 in the last 9 games. Padres into a shift on the right side against him with Hervis Solarte in short right field, and Corey Spangenberg from third base to the right side.
Do you remember there was talk, was it last year, regarding how some people didn't like 3 men on the right side of the infield? You can only have 2 guys. Would you be an advocate for that or not?
No, I think you can shift.
Okay, I
know
agree.
there's some people that have talked about shifting has to stay in the infield, and you may not allow like in this case, Solarte, the second baseman, to go out into short right. Just keep the shift in the infield, but I kind of I just feel like they should be able to defend however they want to defend.
I agree.
This is into left field. A base hit opposite field for Peralta. He'll take a wide turn at first, but aboard here with 2 down in the inning.
Well, talking about the shift and beating it, Peralta 2 hits last night, the single to home run. And you know what? It's hits like this that kind of make the shift even more interesting, because it tells me the hitter's making an adjustment, taking a pitch and going the other way. Beating the shift there.
So Peralta aboard here with 2 down in the inning, and it brings up Paul Goldschmidt. This, Peralta get his 2nd hit of the game. We've talked about Perdomo's problems against left-handed pitching.
Fastball's up, fastball's too much to plate to lefties, is not going to cut it. Bob Scanlon made a nice point, the 2-seamer in, but you got to throw it for a strike, you got to get ahead, so then you can drop that. Ooh!
Pitch up and in, and Goldschmidt gets hit with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Two-seamer. Gets the jersey, just didn't get that release point out in front. Another thing, Luis kind of flies open sometimes too. We've talked about that as well.
So 2 on, 2 down, and Jake Lamb, the batter. Lamb a double his first time up. Drove in a run. It was all the way back to the wall. Very high, and it's 1-1. Out of the crouch that time came Hedges.
Let's see if Perdomo throws a breaking ball this next pitch. Maybe a tight slider. Working down, momentum going towards the plate. Stay on the baseball a little longer. There you go.
Two on, 2 down. And that pitch will surround the plate, but not a strike. 2-2.
Might be a good spot here for a changeup.
Just missed. Thought he had it. Started walking towards the dugout.
There's that 2-seamer into the lefties that wants to bring it back. Austin tries to frame it and does not get the call.
Well, the 45th pitch of his outing coming up here through an inning and 2/3, and that's ball 4. So he walks Jake Lamb. That's the first walk allowed by Perdomo tonight. So Peralta to 3rd, Goldschmidt to 2nd, and Lamb to 1st. All of this has come with 2 outs in the inning. A base hit by Peralta gets it started. Yasmani Tomas in on the right side. A strikeout victim first time up. And he'll take ball 1. One of 2 strikeouts so far tonight for Perdomo. Hedges sliding to his right to block that. Nice job. Especially with the runner at 3rd base.
Well, now with the count 2-0, that strike zone starts to shrink for Tomas. He can zone in to a pitch that he can just take a good solid swing at.
Darren Balsley hit it out there. 2nd time in the first 2 innings.
Darren Balsley tucking to Eric Ibar to translate for Luis, and he's motioning with his hands. Hey, either settle down or try to keep the ball down. Eric trying to pump him up a little bit.
And there was Solarte in there as well. Bases filled with Diamondbacks here in the second inning with 2 down. On the ground foul, and it's 2-1. Line into left center field, a base hit. From third comes Peralta. Goldschmidt's behind him. Throw goes to second. 2 runs in for the Diamondbacks, and they jump on top 7-0 for the second straight night.
Oy vey. A lot of the pitches that Luis have been throwing have been up, that have been hit. Just cannot seem to make the adjustment to get ahead, and that's dangerous with the bases loaded, falling behind to Tomas.
So runners at the corners, 2 down again. All this coming with 2 outs in the inning. And Brandon Drury is thrown out. Little number in front of the plate. Hedges threw him out, so retired 2-3 in the first inning. 25th pitch of the inning coming up. And it's a strike, high strike. 7th batter of the second inning after 8 men came to the plate in the first for Arizona. Chop to third base. Spansberg coming in. Little stumble, but he plants and throws to first base to retire the side. 2 runs in. 7-0 Diamondbacks.
Placing Jared Weaver on the disabled list right now. He's had some left hip inflammation for some time. He's been battling it, hasn't felt at full health, and it's something that, like, honestly, over the last couple of years he's battled and just doesn't have freedom to pitch the way he feels like he can pitch. So we'll put him on the DL for that, and it just continues to bother him. So at this point in time, that's the move. Valdez will be up, pitch out of the bullpen today, give us some coverage.
That's Andy Green describing the decision today by the Padres to put Jared Weaver on the 10-day disabled list with that sore hip. The corresponding move, as we reported earlier, Jose Valdez, the right-hand reliever called up from El Paso. Now, this isn't the first time that Weaver has had troubles with his hips. In fact, during the offseason, he changed his entire program to try to get more stretching and to take some of the stress off that hip. Apparently, it's not working. The Padres have no idea at this point how long it will take, but they're hopeful that Jared Weaver will be back on the mound at some point. Guys?
All right, Scan, thanks very much. As we get the news today on Jared Weaver after a very difficult outing here last night, and as I heard you say during the pregame, as there is Valdez in the pen and available, really you got to give a lot of credit to Jared Weaver, as this one is in the air to center field, but Fuentes is back there to make the catch for the first out of the inning. He stood there and kind of took it and took all the questions, and very impressed with that last night.
He's a pro, and there you see the transaction. And when I think of players and veterans like Jared Weaver, I think that goes a long way to the youngsters when they see a veteran, the way the game developed, what he went through, and how he reacts to the press. And I'll say it again, and you've been around guys like this too. It's when they have a bad outing, they avoid the press. They're in the weight room. They're nowhere to be seen, and they've got a deadline, and they hang around a little bit, and then they got to go, and then he'll surface. But Jared Weaver, he answered the bell, gave him quotes, and that's something I think should be taught to youngsters in professional sports. And I know they have these seminars and all that stuff, but
there's a fly ball to left field as the shortstop going out. Owings is there. And it's kind of twilight, but he makes the catch. Well, as we mentioned last night, he stood front and center and took the questions. This is what he had to say.
First time I've ever been booed off the mound, so it's definitely frustrating. And wish I could give these fans what they want to see and what they deserve, and not only fans but team and teammates. So anytime a starter makes the bullpen work harder than they need to and harder than they have all year, that's the most frustrating part.
good, bad, or indifferent, you stand before the press and you give him a quote, and that's exactly what he did.
Austin Hedges now batting with 2 down here in the second inning. .217, 8 homers and 20 runs batted in. 5 in a row retired by Robbie Ray to start his outing. And a fly ball, shallow center. Second baseman Brandon Drury on the short lawn in center will make the catch that ends the inning. In order to go the Padres, Diamondbacks have a 7-0 lead. Top of the Padres, we head to the third inning, and it's the bottom third of the Arizona lineup for Luis Perdomo. Chris Herman, Ray Fuentes, and Robbie Ray scheduled to bat in the inning. Padres shift on the right side. Herman hit a home run in the first inning, a 2-run shot. This is his 4th home run of the year. RBIs 9 and 10. Last 4 games for Herman. And bulk of the time catching, but he's seen time in left and at first base.
Well, one thing is for sure, he likes the high fastball. And Perdomo trying to counter with that, but 3-0. Not a good start here in this third.
There's a strike. Perdomo coming in with a 4.19 earned run average. 7th start. And here's a ground ball to the backhand. Ibar at short. Good play by Eric Ibar. The veteran shortstop handles job number 1 of the top of the third inning. That's it pretty sharply.
So plenty of time. You glove it cleanly to get a little extra on that throw to first base. A little crow hop maybe. Big first out for Luis.
So 1 down here in the third inning brings up Ray Fuentes. Fuentes, a Padre back in 2013 for 23 games and 152 for San Diego. In 2014, spent the bulk of the year at AAA in El Paso. Ground ball diving at first is Myers. Perdomo covers for the out. Nice play both ends here. Myers on a nice play. Good lead there for Perdomo. Gets over to cover. And they retire Fuentes 3-1.
And as soon as that ball was struck, Luis Perdomo is on his horse over to first base. Not the best feed, but you have to anticipate a throw to your left, to your right, over your head. Shows you the athleticism of Luis Perdomo catching that and then finding the bag for the out.
So 2 down here in the third inning, and Robbie Ray, the pitcher, swinging the first pitch, lines one out to center, and it gets by Margot to the track and the wall. So Robbie Ray will make his way to second base. Backing that up was Renfroe, the right fielder, going back to the track and the wall to get it as Margot tried the diving bit out there, couldn't get it, and it's a double for Robbie Ray.
You know, as we take a look at this again, pretty good swing right there. My goodness, from Robbie Ray. I think with the way that Manuel was playing, that's his only play, because I don't think he had enough time to get around that ball to get it on one hop. So I think that might have been the only play. He was playing on the shortstop side of second base.
Yeah, pretty shallow too.
Yeah. So he didn't have time to get in front of that and play it on a short hop.
So Robbie Ray is now 6 for 16 on the year. He can hit a little bit. Chopped to third, and in is Spangenberg to grab it, and the throw across in time. 7-0 Diamondbacks.
The third inning, I'm joined by Jessie Green. Of course, her husband Andy is the manager of the Padres, and while he's trying to make a difference on the field, she's making a difference in the community. Jessie, thanks for the time, and tell us a little bit about this Favorite Things Basket fundraiser you have going on.
Right, it's coming up on May the 29th on Memorial Day. We have over 20 baskets from players and coaches filled with favorite things, autographed gear, sweets, candies, movies, books. And if Mark Grant wants to give me a text, I can let him know which baskets have all the cookies in them.
So one of the baskets might be a little light, huh?
Possibly.
Okay, thanks for the warning. We'll be sure not to bid on that one. Are there things online as well in case somebody can't get to the ballpark?
Absolutely, and that auction online is at Padres.com. If you click on the MLB auctions button, you will find 7 baskets, and that auction is going to go the full week. So the 29th through June 4th, you have plenty of time to make your bids.
All right, so give us an idea what are in some of the baskets. They're unique for each player, correct?
Well, they are. There's tons of autographed jerseys, bats, balls, favorite movies, restaurant gift cards, bottles of wine, favorite coffees, you name it, it's in there. There's something for everybody.
And it all goes to a great cause, the Ronald McDonald House.
Yes, Ronald McDonald House, one of my favorites. That takes such great care of so many families in our community when they need help.
And I guess the Padres are excited about it as well. They just got a base hit just hearing about the basket.
That's right. They're very excited about it.
So May 29th, where is it actually taking place? Where in the stadium so people know to go there?
I believe it's at the main gate, and also too, we're playing the Cubs that day, and the Cubs Family Foundation was kind enough to donate a Cubs basket for us, just in case there's a few Cubs fans here who might want to make a bid as well.
A couple errant few, there'll be something for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Something for everybody.
Jessie, thanks so much for everything you do. Great talking with you.
Thanks so much.
All right, guys, back to you. Hey, Mud, look for that basket with the cookies, my friend.
I'm all over it. Thank you very much.
Fly ball left field, struck pretty well off the bat of Ibar. Back is Tomas, just in front of the warning track to make the catch, and he fires back inward. It looks like there's some great items in those baskets.
Oh, yeah. Something for everybody. And it's nice to see the better halves of the Padres players doing their part. Well, it's worth a look.
In there. Look at that.
You look at it. We got some different themed baskets. Oh, there's a one with the Sandlot, one of the greatest movies ever. Some Betty Crocker brownie mix.
Autographs in there mixed in.
I wonder if there are any Fresca cans in there. How about Fresca? If you had to make your favorite basket, what would it contain?
Sausage.
Just nothing but link sausage throughout.
Italian sausage.
Yeah.
1-0 pitches up high. 2-0.
Mine would
like cheeses and stuff.
Mine would be like my favorite cereals.
Really, like Cocoa Puffs.
Oh.
And what else you got? You probably
Cocoa Krispies.
Count Chocolatey.
Count what?
Count Chocolatey.
Count Chocula.
Oh, whatever.
Frankenberry.
Yeah, that's what I picture you happening in the morning.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Cocoa Puffs. I'm a big Cocoa Puff fan. Apple Jacks.
I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Fouled off to the right. Well, Mark, it's been a tough couple of nights here for the Padres.
It really has, and it's no fun playing catch-up. That was one of my keys to the game, is to get the lead early and then hold that lead, but not the case tonight. Rough first inning last night, rough first inning tonight, and believe me, in that dugout, you try to keep that positive attitude. It's part of being a professional baseball player in any sport, really, to try to keep that positive attitude each and every night. And the last two have been really, really tough.
Strikeout number 2 for Robbie Ray. He's back up top now for Manuel Margot. For one in the ball game, fly to right in the first inning, second time through now for the Padres against Robbie Ray, who incidentally did give up a base hit to begin this inning. So the Padres do have a hit. And led off the inning for Corey Spangenberg, still at first base with 2 down in the inning. Goldschmidt holding on. Corey Spangenberg at first base. go with a 4-game hitting streak heading into today's game. In the dirt, and gliding to his left is Herman to block that. 2-0.
I think a healthier choice is grape nut flakes. Sometimes doesn't agree with me though. I had 2 bowls today for lunch before I came to the park.
On the ground to first base. High hop that Goldschmidt plays and retires the side. 7-0 Diamondbacks through 3. Trade focuses on the catch last night by David Peralta.
Well, Will Myers thought he had a home run here, and David Peralta, you talk about getting a good beat on this ball. At the last second, he times his lead perfectly. And you know what, guys, after a second look, I thought that ball had a chance to get out. I thought it was going to bounce on top of the wall, and Peralta snatched it back.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Let's move along here to the 4th inning. Mark Sweeney joins us. Mark, we're just talking about how hard it has been here for the Padres the last 2 nights.
Yeah, it's tough, and offensively, the only thing I can say is that you've got to grind out at bats, and it becomes individual that you do it collectively. Yes, they're having some bad results or getting behind, but the worst thing you can do is show that you're going to give away at bats, and that's what always you talk about from the everyday players.
Well, Peralta is hurting right there, holding his hand after that last base hit in center field.
Sounded like it was off the end of the bat and snapped that shillelagh. That'll buzz your fingers.
It was too, right to the end.
Yep.
He is 3 for 3 in this game. 3 singles, 2 to left, 1 to center. And a pitch in there for a strike to Goldschmidt.
Now, what do you say to from the pitching side? Obviously, what's
you got to erase it from your memory. You got to go pitch to pitch, batter to batter, and it's tough to do. It's like you mentioned that the other night about Todd Stottlemyre,
yeah,
right? You have a bad first inning or bad second inning, you have to erase that. That's why short memories are so important to have in this game, in any sport, right? You got to try to convince yourself that you are the best pitcher out there that certain day. You make one pitch, take it out for out, maybe get a ground ball here, get a double play, and then take it from there.
And I think of that, guys, too, and I always marveled at the elite of this game. Obviously, it's the top level, but when you speak about the elite of any position, whether it's a pitcher or an everyday player, they could do that better. They knew how to compartmentalize everything in what they do, and that's why I marveled at the guys that definitely dominated at this level.
Year in and year out, perennial all-stars that just continue to hit 300. Guys that continue to win 15 to 20 games, having an ERA right around 3 every year.
Goldschmidt on the ground into left field, a base hit. Third time he's been aboard with his second hit of the game, as Peralta takes second base on the base hit by Goldschmidt. Well, here's the Arco top tier player profile. And we're taking a look at Jake Lamb, who is coming up here now for the Diamondbacks. Highest slugging percentage versus right-handed pitching last 7 days, up over 1,000. 1.333 for Jake Lamb, who's had a terrific beginning to this series and tonight. A double in the first, a walk in the second. And as Lamb stands in, we do have action in the pen. The newcomer to the Padres, Jose Valdez, is up in the pen. As the first two have reached here in the 4th inning. Tonight we really need Perdomo to go as deeply as he can into this game because of all the relief work we saw last night. But there is Valdez. And Green before the game saying that they would stay here status quo through tomorrow. You get the off day on Monday and then maybe reevaluate what they're going to do in the next starting spot for Weaver, with him going on the DL, of course, with the left hip inflammation. In the air, down the left field line, and out of play. Well, last night, Jake Lamb with 2 home runs in the game.
Mark, we mentioned it earlier, but Jake Lamb, he's got a pretty good idea what he's doing up there. Foul pole to foul pole.
You know, I don't think a lot of people realize, Mark, that when Jake Lamb came up in the big leagues, he couldn't handle a good fastball. Obviously, you're seeing him now handle the fastball, and now the breaking ball gives him troubles at times. But at the beginning of the year last year, in the first half, he had a very good first half to the Diamondbacks, then fell off a lot. So that's in the back of his mind as a player, but he has made the proper adjustments year to year. He's becoming one of those guys that you rely on.
During the course of a season, Mark, how heavy does that bat get as the summer goes on? It gets hot and more at bats.
You know, guys change.
I was just that was my next question.
They do. They change weights. They, you know, even dropping down a ½ an ounce.
Just half an ounce.
It probably drives, you know, the clubhouse guys crazy because you change that. Also, you use other guys' bats in what feels right. Because I'll tell you this: even if you're hot to end the season, that you can pick up that bat in spring training and it feels different because it's just the way you are going through a full season, 162 games. You're going to feel stronger at times and weaker at others.
Did you ever use another player's bat?
I always did. I used Wally Joyner's bat. I actually had Wally Joyner order me a dozen bats, and the reason for it, you got better wood. Wally Joyner would get better wood than Mark Sweeney. You know that. There were better grains than normally I would. Mine were intertwined. Everyone else's were.
This is through the right side into right field, a base hit. Over Peralta being waved around. He will score. Throw goes to second. Another run in here for the Diamondbacks. They jump on top here 8-0. Jake Lamb with his second hit, second RBI of the night.
I'll tell you what, when you're hot, you're hot. What was it with that saying that Jerry Reed? When you hot, you hot. When you not, you not.
Andy Green headed to the mound here for the Padres, and that is going to be the night for Luis Perdomo. Gives up 5 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 so far here in the 4th inning, and that's the night for Perdomo.
Celebration of Champions at the Embarcadero Rady Children's Hospital. It's an annual event, and it's a very emotional event. Padres take great pride in the importance of having the relationship with the hospital. What it is, it's a day away from the hospital for 350 plus pediatric cancer patients and 2,000 family members and friends, and they honor the kids that have passed because of the terrible disease of cancer, and the kids that have survived or going through treatment, which are champions, and celebrities run with them on the track down there at the Embarcadero. It's just a very emotional day. Prior to the race, they have families that honor family members, siblings, children, and then they have a ceremony where they release balloons in honor of the kids that have passed, and then we have the race to where celebrities from the Padres and other parts of San Diego media run with the families of the cancer survivors. So yeah, it's very emotional, but you know what? Smiles from the families, smiles from the kids, and it's really a special day.
Yeah, the emotional side of it too, and being in the Padres organization, as soon as they came down to the clubhouse and asked you to be a part of the Celebrity of Champions, it's immediately yes, and it's a gratifying part of us being able to give back or give our time to those families that were emotionally touched in this, and it is very, very humbling event for the Padres and the players and everyone involved.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's an Olympic style relay passing. They have a torch of life from one to another, so you know you go around the track maybe 3 quarters, and then that child will pass it on to another child that is going through cancer treatment or has beaten cancer, and with their family or their sponsor to run, and a lot of people, and the thing is, I'll be quite honest with you, I hope
a fair ball and the throw in time.
I think the goal here is never to have that event again,
yes,
right?
Definitely. And continue to give and be able to beat this disease someday, hopefully.
Jose Valdez into the game here for the Padres.
Well, we've talked about it too often, but chewing up innings, and as the Padres trail 8-0, now it's time for Valdez to hopefully get out of this little mini mess and chew up some innings himself.
Brandon Drury batting here with runners at second and third, 1 out. Infield in for the Padres. Well, the pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford, and Jose Valdez's numbers in the minors this year. Time in the big leagues with the Tigers and the Angels prior to this debut here with the Padres tonight.
Well, the strikeout is there, and you saw the 6 walks, so hopefully he can make some good quality pitches with the fastball and wipe him out with that slider. Pretty much a power slider we just saw right there.
Perdomo responsible for Goldschmidt at third, Lamb at second. And so far charged with 8 runs in the game. So Perdomo 3+, 11 hits so far, 8. A walk and 2 Ks for the Padres starter tonight. Strike called, and it's 3-1.
Wow, good job by Austin Hedges again. Down in the strike zone, being able to handle those pitches and get those, especially with the 3-0 count.
That's ball 4, and he walks Brandon Drury. Second walk given up by Padres pitching tonight, and let's load the bases now for Chris Herman. Herman, a big part of the first inning, the 5-run first for the Diamondbacks. He had a 2-run home run, his 4th home run of the year. RBI's 9-10 on the season. Herman doing the catching tonight. Saw Jeff Mathis catch last night, and Chris Iannetta was activated tonight before the ball game, so he is active as they have 3 catchers now at the moment.
That's pretty interesting that you're seeing around baseball now with different roster constructions. With the 3 catchers, you never saw that too many times. And now you're seeing that with the versatility of a lot of these players, especially in the National League.
Herman can play left field and first base as well, and has this year. That, of course, activated off the DL after being hit in the mouth with a 93-mile-an-hour fastball the other day.
I'll tell you what, after getting a 93-mile-an-hour pitch in the face, he looks pretty good right there.
That was actually Jeff Mathis.
Oh, my bad. He looks great anyway, Jeff Mathis. He's a good-looking kid.
Good-looking guy.
But I saw Annetta today before the game, and he does look good, actually. He split his lip. I guess he halved a couple of teeth, which had to be very, very painful.
Yeah.
Looking much better, for sure.
Well, I wonder if a lot of guys, and you know how Giancarlo Stanton has that mask too.
Sure.
With the velocity of the guys, especially out of the bullpen, more guys wearing those.
Listen, Hayward fouled straight back. I wonder about a psychological standpoint to get back in the box after that again.
It's tough. You have to, you envision it, and I think it has affected Giancarlo Stanton too after that injury in Milwaukee that I think everyone cringed at. But yes, I mean, I think that has a lot to do with it.
Swinging a foul tip, and Herman strikes out. So Valdez first strikeout in the Padres uniform. Out number 2 of the 4th inning. This was Chris Iannetta getting hit in the face. Nowhere to go there.
Oh.
The concern at the time of all of his teammates. And there he is, just fine. As you can see, a little bit of a split lip that he had is almost completely healed.
He looks great.
And he was activated before the ball game tonight. Not sure if we'll see him tomorrow. Maybe catch the day game after the night game tonight.
Well, you think about this, the Arizona Diamondbacks, and getting Iannetta, also Jeff Mathis, and revamping your whole catching position. You think that how extreme that is, and the chemistry between the catchers and the pitchers, that takes some time.
Spring training is a big key on that one. Bullpens, and I'm sure a lot of dialogue between the catchers and the pitching staff. Minor leaguers alike that are going to have a chance to pitch at the big league level as well, I would imagine.
Check swing, did he go? Yeah, he did, says Dan Iasanya, third base umpire, and it's 1-2. And of course, breaking into the big leagues with Colorado. That's where he spent the majority of his major league time. But the Angels for 4 seasons, and last year was a member of the Seattle Mariners. And we saw him with Seattle last year as part of the natural rival in interleague. 2 games here, 2 games in Seattle, and of course, a lot during spring training. Fly ball to the left field. Caesar moving over and back to make the catch that ends the inning. A run for the Diamondbacks, who lead at 8-0. Back at home at Comerica Park as Alex Avila with the first home run. Then Miguel Cabrera taking it the other way to right center field. That big outfield at Comerica Park. And then J.D. Martinez. 9-3 win over the Texas Rangers today. And that snapped the 10-game winning streak for the Rangers as the Tigers secure the win. And they powered up today in Detroit. The Diamondbacks here have an 8-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 2, 3, and 4 coming up here for the Padres. Matt Caesar, Will Myers, and Yangervis Solarte. Caesar 0 for 1 as he has popped out the first time. Here's another pop up, and Goldschmidt about halfway down the first base line and in fair ground makes the catch for out number 1. 1 down. Will Myers coming up.
Mark Sweeney.
Yes.
Nice job on inside corner.
That was fun today. I like your surprise team, Minnesota Twins.
Yeah,
I
Twins.
like them
At
a lot.
this point in time, absolutely. 21-17.
I like I'm a huge Brian Dozier fan. I mean, hits home runs. You heard his name in
He's a gamer.
trade rumors. Yeah, that's the guy that I think a lot of teams are still going to try to go out and get.
Is he the kind of guy like the Giants always got at the deadline, like a Ross, like a who is the second baseman, Scudero?
Yep.
Is he that type of guy?
Marco
You think?
Scudero.
Maybe better, but the type of guy that they need to insert.
Same guy. I mean, he can put a club on his back, and you've seen in the American League. This is a guy that obviously, if you're powering baseballs in Minnesota, that new ballpark, you're doing something. Obviously helps right-handed. I think it travels a little bit more there from the right-handed power more than left. But he's that guy.
Twins are coming here this year as part of interleague play. Padres in the American League Central this year as part of interleague.
Whoa.
Called a strike. 2-2. That is strike 3. Myers frozen on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That's strikeout number 3 for Robbie Ray. What has he done to be so successful here tonight?
His power with the fastball. Does he get a call here? Into the righty, Myers. Pretty good pitch, huh? And as I mentioned last night, with a lead like this, there's no need to nitpick and nibble. Just go right after him, be aggressive.
2 down in the 4th inning brings up Yangervis Solarte, who flied out to center field first time up. Only 1 hit so far tonight for the Padres through 3 2/3 innings. Spangenberg with the infield hit in the 3rd inning. Fly ball, shallow left center, very deep was Tomas. He is calling, and look out. It is the center fielder who makes the grab out there. Coming from center was Fuentes. 8-0 Diamondbacks. Baseball brought to you by Honda. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. By Sequan Casino, play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Into the 5th inning we go. Jose Valdez back out on the mound. Valdez worked the 4th, out there now for the 5th. And relief. Luis Perdomo gives up 8 runs in 3+. 20th pitch of relief for Valdez. And it's 1-1 here to the pitcher, Robbie Ray. Ray, Owings, and Peralta scheduled to bat in the inning. Yeah, swing and a miss for Ray up over the top of it.
Really good slider by Valdez. Easy for me to say. It's that power slider. It's had a really good week of talking. I mean, can they load up the tape? We get a half-hour show of major mistakes. Which is fun.
Absolutely.
Clanked off Austin Hedges.
Donald butcher a name. Who's hitting? Who's that?
I have heard that.
As soon as I do it, every time. If I mess up a line, I'll go, what was that?
Which you very rarely do, by the way.
That's not true.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Not true.
It is true.
Ray pitching a gem in this game, only giving up the 1 hit. Now he bats for the 3rd time at a double in the 3rd inning. He's now 6 for 16 as a hitter. He's got an idea at the plate. Payoff pitch here from Valdez. Reaches out and sends it to left. Caesar running towards the line on a slant will make the catch. So 1 down, and I missed a lot of the inside corner tonight. What else did I miss? You started talking about something.
Yeah, the relievers, 8th inning relievers.
8th inning,
and then here's the
closers,
pictures.
and then
what we're going to do in summertime.
Right, and I figured since Arizona's in town, Bob Scanlon's going to go up to Rawhide, which is north of Phoenix, and throw on the chaps and have a steak and have a shootout, and then go down tubing the Salt River.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people didn't realize he's a 6th grade dance champion.
I had no
so
idea
I thought in the summertime, and then obviously you got to get in there. You got to get in the water. It's getting hot. We know this weekend's been hot.
I can't believe my family let those pictures out to you guys. I don't know how that happened. I got to talk to somebody about that.
Scan, listen, the people that are close to you really aren't that close.
Apparently not.
How tall are you, Scan?
I'm 6'8".
6'8" and floaties. That's pretty impressive.
Listen, you always want to be water safe.
He can touch the bottom of any pool with his feet, and he's wearing floaties.
Just to be sure.
I don't think you guys saw. We cut it. We cut the picture because it was definitely the deep end. You got to be careful out there. Water safety.
I'm just trying to figure out how I can get some treatment on my groin after doing the splits like
I know.
that. I'm still hurting from that.
Well, it's stretching. It's very important. Stretching and water is what I heard is a key to life.
Base hit here for Chris Owings. 1 out, 1 on. David Peralta, the batter. And through the shift on the right side into right field, a base hit. Owings will take second. That is now 13 hits for the Diamondbacks here as they bat in the 5th inning.
Well, swinging early. I mean, these Diamondbacks, a lot of them have swung at the first pitch. And Peralta shift on the right side. He says, "I'll beat that shift."
He's spraying it all over the yard too. He's got 4 hits in this game. 2 to left, 1 to center, 1 to right. 4 for 4. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the 5th inning. And Paul Goldschmidt, the batter, he'll ground one left side. As to second for 1, on to first, and keeping his foot on the bag is Myers for the double play. Well, needed that as around the horn they go to retire the side. Halfway through this one, it's 8-0 Diamondbacks.
road, the car phone, rings and tells me I have cancer. That's a big word. I honestly was ready to turn around and go right back, but they told me, we weren't going to be able to do anything for a couple of months, so go ahead and do spring training. So it was difficult. The very first day having to, go into a camp and tell all the players and everybody involved that I have cancer, and that's not the way you want to start your career with the Arizona Diamondbacks, but they've been nothing but great, and the players have been behind me, and you know what, it's been fantastic.
Well, it is great to see Ron Gardenhire, the longtime manager of the Minnesota Twins, now the bench coach for Torey Lovullo on this Arizona Diamondback squad. Of course, the prostate cancer, and as he said, to find out right before spring training, and he had been gone. Jerry Narron had been filling his spot here, and great to see Gardy back in the dugout.
Well, he's obviously has the respect of the league too, and we're all behind you, Ron, and for all those good news and speedy health for him, because everybody that's played for Ron Gardenhire has had high praise of what he has thought of in the game of baseball.
The one thing that sticks out for Ron Gardenhire, I met him for the first time when we went to Minnesota a few years back. And after talking with him and a couple of other people I was with, you left that room after 20 minutes and thinking that, gosh, we've known each other for 10 years.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody who's going to have a great attitude as far as the situation he's in, it's Ron Gardenhire.
Did a great job there for a number of years with the Twins. You had to love the way the Twins had their organization together. They were teaching the same thing at A-ball that they were at the major league level, so that when those guys came through, they arrived at the major league level knowing what the organization's philosophy was. And a lot of those guys graduated up together through the Twin system.
Yeah, you go back to Tom Kelly and the symmetry that organization had. You had so much respect for how they played the game. And yes, they were taught by every level. And when he sunk into that manager's seat, it seemed like he's been doing it for years.
There's one guy that was involved in the Twins organization that I really admire and respect, and that was Terry Ryan. Remember Terry Ryan?
Absolutely, I love Terry Ryan.
One of the best baseball guys out there.
So Moss making the catch out there in left field on Hedges for the first out of the inning.
And he was very instrumental in that development of that organization from top to bottom.
Yeah, I'm a huge Terry Ryan fan. Always have been.
Great,
wonderful guy. Well, great to see Ron Gardenhire back again. One out here, and it brings up Austin Hedges. Jerry Narron, incidentally, still with the club. I saw him today, and he was scheduled to be at AAA this year, but of course filling in for now and continues to be with the club on a daily basis. Another great baseball man, a very good coach.
Yes, very good coach.
Former manager as well.
Well, you think about all the changes that the Diamondbacks have had, and it seems that everybody around baseball is saying how great the changes are now with the Diamondbacks. Obviously, that starts with Torey Lovullo, the first-year manager, but from the front office all the way down, they have a good thing going.
Mike Hazen, the general manager here, very, very close with Torey Lovullo in the past, both with the Red Sox, and they had a prior relationship. And it's working very well.
Torey Lovullo's name was thrown out. I mean, it was like the last 8 years where he was going somewhere, or the chance when a managerial job opened up.
John Farrell had cancer, of course, in 2015, and Torey Lovullo got a chance to manage the last 6 weeks of the season that year. And did a great job. That was when the team really started to turn it around. It was too late at that point in that year, but he had managed at the minor league level for a number of years, and now has the opportunity here with Arizona. Popped up right side. Goldschmidt into foul ground, and he'll make the catch for the second out of the inning.
You know, guys, first-year manager. Obviously, he had experience in Boston and filling in for John Farrell, but looking to your left and knowing that Ron Gardenhire is there to have conversations, to be able to manipulate a game. And the most important thing, in my opinion, as a manager and a first-year manager, is handling the bullpen. And that has to be a huge luxury to have.
And so far, by all accounts, that's one of the things that they had trouble with last year that apparently Torey's done very well this year, has been managing the bullpen and not getting guys up before they should, and having guys overused in the pen. And that's a big part of being a manager at the major league level.
Managers got to know what they can get out of guys, and guys warming up, even they get up 2 or 3 times. I mean, it can affect a player.
Yes,
and that's something you have to know as a manager, and a pitching coach have to work in unison and be on the same page. That's another thing I'm a big believer in. I think it's crucial to where a manager, especially nowadays, to where you voice your opinion, and it's not like everything's my way or the highway. I think it's got to be a two-way street. I really do.
I do too. I agree with you. You have to let your coaches coach, but also trust their judgment. And you are ultimately making the decision because that's the seat that you're in. But Dave Magadan has to give input. All of the coaches have to give input to be able to make those decisions and feel good about it. Because 162 games, if you don't have that, it's going to cause some problems down the road.
And last year, Mark Sweeney, you and I sat in Joe Madden's office, and he said just that. That's what he was doing with all of his coaches. He was delegating to all of them. And they're winning a championship last year.
Yeah, they said they didn't meet a lot. And they had his coaches meet with every individual player and speak to those guys. It's not a manager standing in front of everybody and saying, hey, listen, we got to meet all the time when things aren't going right. And that takes a lot of trust. Dave McKay to the right, Robbie Hammock to the left. Trust in your people.
Payoff pitch, and Spangenberg went around and strikes out to end the inning. 4 strikeouts for Ray. It's 8-0 Diamondbacks at the end of 5.
Rides, you ready to go have some fun?
All right, let's do it.
Want to play some basketball? Yeah. Let's bet lunch.
Don't choke.
Oh man, you talked to me while I did my, oh no.
Winner.
Well, this week's Padres POV presented by Nissan tonight after the Padres live on Fox Sports San Diego.
Read that again? What was that? Read the second line again? Say that again? Because you inserted a word that was not.
Loud. Okay. First of all, I'm not sure about how this was written.
Oh, now you're blaming it on the copy.
Because it says this week's Padres POV presented by Nissan. And then it says tonight after Padres live on Fox Sports San Diego.
Yeah, but you inserted the tonight after the Padres.
Yeah. Jake Lamb jumping back out of the way of a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Valdez now thrown 32 pitches, his major league career high, and pitches thrown in a game is 40.
I'm wondering if seen a changeup tonight or some type of off speed rather than the breaky ball from Valdez. Pretty hard fastball there. Wow, that's getting up there at 96. We have seen the slider. Keep an eye on the cambio, the change. Fastball away.
Lamb takes it, and that's strike 3. 95 in paint. Second strikeout for Valdez. Now it's time for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Dallas Keuchel went on the DL with a pinched nerve in his neck. His 7-0 record, 1.84 earned run average. Not good for the Astros there. And Matt Adams, after a number of years in St. Louis, headed for The Atlanta Braves, of course, with Freddie Freeman on the DL and Justin Verlander. With that win today, we saw the home runs, but he went 7 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, and gets the win and snapped that 10-game winning streak for the Texas Rangers.
The Braves not wasting any time.
No.
Big country.
One down in the 6th inning, and Yasmani Tomas struck out in the 1st, walked in the 2nd, and hit a little number in the 4th inning in front of the plate, but slowed out by Austin Hedges. Game number 45 of the year for the Padres tonight. Fouled off over into the dugout on Arizona's side of things. 2-2. We have a chance today to visit with the general manager of the Padres, A.J. Preller. They're getting ready for the draft coming up right around the corner.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I mean, always talking ball. Of course, that's his job, but it's always nice to, you know, have AJ in a setting like that, to where, you know, it was just you and I talking in the dugout about minor leaguers and who's throwing the ball well.
Time for our Coors Banquet timeless moment. Mike Schmidt hits his 535th career home run off Padres pitcher Andy Hawkins, moving past Jimmy Fox for 8th place on MLB's all-time home run list on this date, May 20th, 1988. Two down here in the inning, and Brandon Drury the batter. For 2 of the walk is Drury.
Mike Schmidt couldn't hit the hanging slider.
Really?
He had that loop in his swing.
Center field in Margot quickly into left center. A 1-2-3 6th inning for Valdez. 8-0 Diamondbacks. Summary, a big first inning for the Diamondbacks again tonight. Paul Goldschmidt with a 2-run single to center. Owings and Peralta would score, and then a double, one hopping the wall off the bat of Jake Lamb, and then a 2-run shot for Chris Herman, all part of a 5-run first inning for the Diamondbacks. They get 2 more in the 2nd, a run in the 4th, and lead at 8-0. All 8 runs charged to the Padres starter tonight, Luis Perdomo. Goes 3+, giving up the 8 runs on 11 hits. Meanwhile, Robbie Ray on the other side is Daniel Descalso checks in at first base for Paul Goldschmidt. Swing and a miss by Ibar. And Gregor Blanco has come into the game in left field. He started last night in center field. So Tomas out of the game, Goldschmidt out of the game. Grounder up the middle and into center field. A base hit for Eric Ibar. Breaks up a string of 9 in a row, retired by Robbie Ray.
Getting on top of that one, Eric Ibar. And finding that hole up the middle. Mark Sweeney said you don't give away at bats in a game like this. You've got to grind, and that one had a pretty good eye on it. Love the ground ball to the center fielder.
Well, here is Alan Cordoba pinch hitting here in the pitcher's spot. Nice job by Jose Valdez in his Padres debut.
He most certainly did. He was aggressive with the fastball and the slider, attacking the zone.
He goes 3 innings, logging some innings. 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts through 42 pitches, a career high. 42 pitchers in the majors, and as you mentioned, had pitched previously with the Tigers and the Angels.
It's a good night in the big leagues right there. Well done, young man.
To the count to Cordoba, pinch hitting. And a grounder right side towards Drury. Slowly hit, so he goes to first, his only play. And retires Cordoba as Ibar takes second base.
MLB TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At-Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
So
I got my producer in my ear. Give me a hard time. I've got you giving me a hard time trying to read this thing.
I didn't say anything. I was just sitting here.
I've got Sheila laughing in my face. That's that dirty pool.
Next time maybe you'll do better. 1 down, runner at second.
What was that? You were about to say something?
Margot standing in on the right side. 0 for 2. He's fly to right, grounded out to first base. Padres have 2 hits in the game, an infield hit for Corey Spangenberg in the 3rd, single to center for Eric Ibar in the 6th inning. Getting his lead at second base. Flared foul off to the right, out of play.
You have Manuel tonight in Pick the Stick, correct?
I do indeed. And even right now.
I have Matt Caesar batting second. He's on deck. I am at 0 tonight as well.
Count here 3-1. Ray has not walked anybody in this game and struck out 4 batters. There's a walk for Manuel Margot. Well, the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order. PapaJohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5. First and second with one down brings up Matt Caesar. 0 for 2. He's popped out to first base twice, both times. Paul Goldschmidt was up to the task. Daniel Descalso now at first base. Ground ball back to the mound. Robbie Ray will go to second base for one, on to first. Not in time. They do get the runner at second base, though. He was falling off to the third base side and tried to start that double play. Get the middleman and Mark go for out number 2.
This is one heck of a play by Owings at shortstop. I mean, look at this throw. It's a short hop, and it's kind of like a changeup. I take that back. It's Drury. He was covering on that. He's got to cover the bag. Backhand pick. That is not an easy play for the Diamondbacks second baseman. Did you see that play?
I did. 2 on, 2 down, and Will Myers. Here's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice in the game. Swinging in the first, looking in the fourth inning. Surrounded the plate, but not a strike. "75 pitches now for Robbie Ray, working here into the 6th inning with 2 down. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. Robbie Ray came into this game tonight 2 and 3 with a 4.57 earned run average. 9th start for Ray. Myers will foul it back. A fastball at 95.
Myers in the first inning struck out on that high fastball from Robbie Ray. Got caught looking his second time up. I'm guessing 1 and 2. It calls for another fastball, possibly out of the zone. Even the breaking ball out of the zone, down and in. Fastball in, fastball away. Slider, curveball. He's unsure right now. Fastball in.
Ibar at third base. Caesar at first base. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Robbie Ray a little indecisive as to what he wants to do here. Myers will line one, caught at second base by Brandon Drury. Padres will strand a pair as we head to the 7th inning with the Diamondbacks on top 8-0. Drury with a good stab at second. Dodgers are hosting the Miami Marlins, and Giancarlo Stanton with 2 doubles and 3 runs driven in. All part of a Marlins 10-1 lead. That's in the 5th inning against the Dodgers. So the Dodgers having trouble tonight. Padres having trouble tonight. And Jose Torres becomes the 3rd Padres pitcher of the night.
Well, he has to follow suit from Valdez, who pitched very well those 3 innings, no runs. So enter the left-hander. 21st game for Jose. He's had a chance to see what these Diamondback hitters are all about in that bullpen. Last time out was against Milwaukee. It was a couple days ago. He pitched 2 innings. Struck out 2 Brewers.
That's some other defensive changes for the Padres. And it's a first pitch strike into Chris Herman. Luis Torrens doing the catching for Torres, and Alan Cordova stays in the game in center field. So Hedges and Margot coming out of the game. Herman with a 2-run home run in the first inning, 4th home run of the year for him. Part of that 5-run first inning for the Diamondbacks. Drive to right field, but Renfroe will move over and make the catch in right towards the end of the bat. 1 down.
Hey, I'd like to throw out some birthday wishes. Mike Tompkins, video coordinator for the San Diego Padres.
Happy birthday, Mike.
It's Mikey T's birthday. And Spencer Dowling, the best equipment manager ever.
The same day?
To grace the halls and clubhouse here at Petco Park and in the history of, I'm just going on. But yeah, Spencer Dowling and Mike Tompkins. Yeah.
Spencer and Mike. Yeah. Same day.
Happy birthday, gents.
1 down here in the 7th. Ray Fuentes takes curveball for strike 1. Fuentes 0 for 3. He's flied out twice and grounded out. When is your birthday?
October 24th. How about yours?
December 16th.
Oh, that's right. Because the Don Orsillo fan club always talks about like 2 weeks until Don's birthday.
1-1 pitch, grounded foul outside of first.
Because I know Annie's always prepping everybody.
Yep, getting everybody ready.
Getting the clubbers. Getting the clubbers all fired up for Donnie O.
Robbie Ray has come out on deck here. So far he has thrown 79 pitches through the first 6 innings. He's making a very good start in this game tonight. Also been good offensively. Torres kind of yanked that down and away. There is Ray waiting on deck. On the ground, left side. Spangenberg will cut it off, and his throw is just in time. Nice play. This going to get Fuentes right there was to make that play, and he did. So what do you got?
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
So 2 down here in the 7th inning. Robbie Ray getting his 4th plate appearance of the day. Struck out, doubled, and flied out. .353 average at the plate. The pitcher.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks.
He's got a good idea. Very athletic.
And ahead in the count, 2-0. And they're at 96 from Torres.
Well, Robbie Ray, initially property of the Nationals, then went on to Detroit and then now Arizona. But did you know he had committed to play at the University of Arkansas before signing with the Nationals?
I had no idea.
Razorback. Just by looking at Robbie Ray, the way he pitches and swings, he was probably pretty good at everything he did athletically.
On the ground, back to Torres. He'll run a bit, flip underhanded, and in time to get Ray to end the inning. 7th inning stretch, 8-0 Arizona. Brought to you by Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. By GMC. And by your Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich only at Jack in the Box. Now it's on here to the bottom of the 7th inning. Making his way plateward is Yangervis Solarte to lead it off here for the Padres. Or Robbie Ray. 79 pitches deep into his outing. Has allowed only 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 4, and enjoys an 8-0 lead. 3rd time that he has dealt with Yangervis Solarte. Solarte flying out to center in the 2nd, again in the 4th inning, and both times Ray Fuentes up to the task out there in center field.
Well, you know, this is the point of the game, Don, where Robbie Ray, he's sniffing that finish line. He's looking for the 2 letters, CG, don't you think?
Absolutely. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. Solarte didn't think so.
And also those 3 letters, SHO, right? Working on the shutout.
There's a ground ball deep short to the backhand is Owings. Got a long throw, and he'll get it there. Wow. Showed off pretty good arm right there from a long way away for the first out of the 7th inning.
You know, Owings caught this ball to his right, and then he regrouped a couple times, it looked like. Kind of stumbled there, and then a double take, and, you know, Solarte doesn't run that well, so he had plenty of time to that accurate and strong arm. Rawlings, the Gold Glove Company.
One out here in the 7th inning, and here is Hunter Renfroe.
What kind of glove did you wear? What was your first glove?
My first glove was actually a Spalding, believe it or not.
They were big in the glove business back in the day. I was a Wilson guy.
All the way through your big league career?
I take that back. My first year in the big leagues, I wore McGregor, believe it or not. I had a McGregor deal, and then switched to Wilson.
Renfroe tonight has popped out to short, and last time up, lined out to short. At times, Chris Owings making the play. Swing and a miss on a high fastball at 92. 5 strikeouts now for Ray, 2 down.
Hey, Padre fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go, presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go. If you could only hear Max in my ear. Oh my gosh. Max Mishlak, our producer tonight in the truck.
2 down here in the inning. Luis Torrens batting for the first time in the game. Took over defensively last inning. Hedges with the rest of the night off tonight. Padres down 8-0. Line to right. Peralta right there to make the catch that ends the 7th inning. To the 8th we go. 8-0 Diamondbacks.
Oakland and Boston getting together, and Chad Pinder a bomb.
Mike, the camera guy did not go high enough, and you think about where he went up top. Larry Walker and Mark McGwire are the only guys that went up to that building. Where Chad Pinder.
Go figure. I love this game. You never know what's going to happen. We're organizing on Padres Live, the post-game show, brought to you by Cox Communications. Tonight, we'll break down what happened with Luis Perdomo. Looked like it was one particular pitch that was his bugaboo tonight. We'll break that down for you, and we'll hear from Andy Green. So we'll see you after the final out. Don and Mark.
All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much as we play along here to the 8th inning. And Jose Torres back on the mound again. Chris Owings leading it off here, top of the order for the Diamondbacks. Owings with 2 hits, 2 for 4 in the game, both singles. 1 to center and 1 to right. And 6 from Torres. Just shy of 30,000 here tonight for game 2 of the series. 29,969.
Well, there's a chance for Torres to go after these Diamondback hitters. He's been very aggressive with the fastball inside, now falling behind. This is where you got to make a good pitch. Kept it away, 95, and that's where you want him. You know, that's where you want to be, not down the middle, 2-0 count. If you make contact with that pitch, it's going to be a fly ball to right field.
Padres pitching has retired the last 8 in a row. Combination of Jose Valdez and Jose Torres. Valdez in his Padres debut. It's a 2-1 to Owings. Just joining us, Perdomo tonight, 3+, 11 hits, 8 runs. Walked a batter, struck out 2, which are record right now for the Padres. Bullpen has pieced it together. 2-2 to right center field, and Cordova will move over to make the catch. One down in the 8th. 4 in a row retired by Torres since coming into the game. What's up, David Peralta? Four-hit night, all singles, 2 to left, 1 to center, 1 to right. Scored 3 runs in this game.
You know, I will say this up to this point for the guys out of the bullpen. Guys in the bullpen, they stick together. It's kind of like a fraternity.
Sure.
And I can only speak from experience. Taking guys like Calvin Schiraldi, Dave Leeper, Mark Davis, Greg Harris. You know, you're down there, you get to know each other, and it's a competition. But on a night like tonight, it's like one of those nights to where you're rooting for your guys, and you're proud of your guys. You're proud of your unit down there that have come in and thrown up goose eggs. It's a positive thing on a negative night. One aspect of the game that has done a nice job.
Spangenberg in the shift, third baseman, throws out Peralta for out number 2 of the inning. It's time now for the Bill Howe play of the game, and a 2-run shot for Chris Herman back in the first inning. Made it 5-0 for the Diamondbacks for Herman, his 4th home run of the year. RBIs 9 and 10 on the season for the Diamondbacks catcher. So 2 down here in the 8th inning. Brings up Daniel Descalso, who took over defensively an inning ago for Paul Goldschmidt. Former St. Louis Cardinal takes a pitch outside. Sometimes you just want to chew on your bat. Ball 3, 3-0.
Is that ash or maple?
I don't know. I think it tasted pretty good.
Zach Greinke is kind of. Is he eyeing him? Kind of. What are you doing? Oh, he's just enjoying a big league ball game.
Greinke not part of this series. Zach Godley tomorrow and Clayton Richard in the finale of this 3-game series, and last game of the homestand for the Padres. Descalso, broken back grounder to short. Ibar on the run and in time for out number 3. On to the bottom of the 8th, 8-0 Arizona.
to be able to compete and finish over 500, that was incredible.
Yeah, we were thinking playoffs. We were the hottest team in the league. We had the ability to run and gun and score a lot of points.
Well, Tuesday on Inside San Diego Sports, we look back at the San Diego Clippers with some of the coaches and players. Tuesday after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego. It's on here to the last half of the 8th inning, bottom third of the Padres order. Corey Spangenberg. 1 for 2 night for the Padres third baseman. Has one of only 2 Padres hits. The infield hit to second base in the third. Struck out in the 5th. 2-0 pitch misses inside. 3-0. Pitch and a strike over the inside corner.
Tell you, the pitch count's looking pretty good for Robbie Ray.
93 right now, the first batter here of the 8th. That's in there for a strike. Spangenberg thought he had ball 4. A career high for Ray coming into this game, 7 2/3. He's on 7+ so far. Payoff pitch. And that's strike 3. Spangenberg knew it. Takes with him strikeout number 6 for Robbie Ray.
Well, that's battling back for Robbie Ray, and he goes to the old number 1, and why not? Outside corner.
One out, and it brings up Eric Ibar. He's got the other Padres hit, a single to center field.
Kid's throwing a 2-hitter.
Padres being out hit 13-2. Six in a row retired by Ray. And he pours the strike in there to make it 2-1. Padres do have action in their pen. Closer Brandon Maurer is warming in the pen right now. Ball 4, and aboard here with one out is Ibar. Second walk allowed by Robbie Ray in the game. Well, the probables here for the finale of this series and of the homestand tomorrow. Zach Godley will make his 4th start, 10th for Clayton Richard. Richard 2-5, Godley 1-0 with a nifty 1.93 earned run average. Many more innings for Clayton Richard. Get you started with Padres Live at 1 p.m. tomorrow.
Clayton Richards pitched 6 innings in 6 of his last 9 starts. So hopefully a good one tomorrow for Clayton. Baseball under the sun.
Day baseball from Petco Park in San Diego, and then it is off to New York. Off day on Monday, and then 3 with the New York Mets. And then to Washington to take on a good Nationals team.
Bad booth.
Very bad booth, very high. 11th floor high.
Yeah. And we're not kidding.
No. Highest booth in the majors. The game is a rumor.
Donnie no lucky.
No. 1-1, a breaking ball.
And you could add Atlanta to that list too.
It's pretty high. Pittsburgh's
Atlanta, Pittsburgh,
high.
Washington.
Yep. But Washington is the highest.
Hey, the Mad Hatter.
There are a few tonight.
Yeah.
Fly ball, center field. Ray Fuentes. For out number 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Back to first goes Ibar. And Luis Sardinia is coming up here. Pinch hit with 2 down in the inning. 67 average for him. No homers and a run batted in. Straightens him up. 92 on the fastball.
Hey, Torres. He threw a no-hitter. 2 innings. Perfect. In fact, perfect game. 2 innings for Torres. Out of the bullpen.
Up, foul ground. Herman coming back, but he won't have a play.
There he is.
Torres retiring everybody that he faced. 6 straight batters.
It's perfect.
Bringing the 7th and 8th innings.
It was a perfect game for Jose Torres. His game was perfect, right? The time he was in there, he was perfect.
2-1 pitch is up and away. 3-1. Yes, the 2 innings that he pitched, he retired everybody that he faced.
He was perfect for 2 innings.
So 2 down, runner at first, and Luis Sardinas swings at the 3-1 and fouls it back. Full count. Payoff pitch of Sardinas. I think it's going to be a fastball. And he misses with it at 94 miles an hour. So the second walk given up by Robbie Ray. And here comes Torey Lovullo. So they're going to make the pitching change here. 110 pitches for Ray, who leads with an 8-0 lead. Advantage. And that's a night for Robbie Ray. Leaves you after 110 pitches, 7 2/3, equaling career high in that regard. And the veteran right-hander Tom Wilhelmsen into the game.
Well, who doesn't throw 95 or above? This guy sure does, out of the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. Four-seamer, also throws the curveball, slider. Once in a while mixing a two-seamer, but he's pretty good with the fastball. I see the splits. Pretty good season for the right-hander. The high ERA, though, the low splits, must mean that he's given up some big hits when those hits are hit. There's a walk there to go along with almost a strikeout per inning pitch. So he's got the strikeout pitch working for him.
Former closer of the Seattle Mariners. A couple of years he closed games out for the M's. And comes in here in the 8th inning with 2 men on, both base on balls. First Ibar, then Sardinez. And it brings up Matt Caesar with 2 outs in the inning. No saves in any season, 29 back in 2012 with the Mariners for Wilhelmsen, 24 and then 13. Last time he was closing games was 2015. Spent time in Texas and Seattle, going back to his old club last year. That gets away and the runners will move up. Ibar to third, Sardinez to second.
Looked like a cut fastball or a four-seamer that he just yanked. And when you throw that hard and you're a catcher, to try to react all the way across your body like that, that's tough to glove it.
Wild pitch charge to Wilhelmsen. Second and third, 2 down, and Caesar ahead 2-0. Takes ball 3. And that's ball 4, and Caesar down to first base. So Wilhelmsen comes in and walks the first batter that he faces. Third walk of the inning given up by Arizona pitching. Will Myers coming up here with the bases loaded and 2 down in the inning. Career .342 hitter with the bases loaded. 1 grand slam to his credit.
Padres need a couple of these to get back in this.
Another ball for Wilhelmsen. Can't find anything to get over for a strike right now.
The body language from Chris Herman's like, hey, we got an 8-0 lead. Let's make him hit it.
Strike in there at 96. Went to the fastball to get the strike. 1-1. Bases filled with Padres. Ibar at third, Sardinez at second, and Caesar at first. Myers with a swing and a miss, down 1-2.
You know, it looks like that fastball from Wilhelmsen's got a little cut to it, just a little bit.
Taking a little extra time here to get in the box. One-two pitch. And a swing and a miss. Myers strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. Arizona with an 8-0 lead after 8. star of the game and the starting pitcher tonight for the Diamondbacks, Robbie Ray, pitching very well tonight and pitching into the 8th inning. 7 2/3, 2 hits, allowed no runs, walked 3, struck out 6. And right now in line for his 3rd win of the year, going deep into this game for the Diamondbacks.
He was spotted 5 runs early. He ran with it. A lot of room for mistakes, but he was just going through this Padre lineup very well tonight.
Padres pitching has retired 10 batters in a row, and they move on to their 4th of the night. Closer Brandon Maurer into the game.
Well, mentioned that Brandon Maurer pitched last against Milwaukee. That was on the 17th, so it's been a few days. So an inning of work here. Go right after these Diamondback hitters.
And Jake Lamb leads it off. A shift in the infield on Lamb per usual. A good night tonight. A double, a walk, a single. 2 hits, 2 runs driven in for the Diamondbacks' 3rd baseman. Jose Torres, 2 perfect innings. Down to first base goes Lamb with a walk to begin things here in the 9th inning. From now, the last 3 outings for him.
Yeah, you see the hits and the earned runs. So in a safe situation, you know, this is a chance to get an inning to iron some things out, and then hopefully leads to a safe situation tomorrow. Got to see more zeros up there.
In the air to shallow left, Ibar going out, Caesar coming in. And Caesar makes the catch to retire Tomas. First out of the 9th inning. Still 1 down. Runner at first, and that'll bring up Brandon Drury. Oh for 3 with a walk in the ball game for Drury. Drury fouls it off to the right out play. Maurer at 97 miles an hour. 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors for the Diamondbacks. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Padres. Diamondbacks scoring 5 times in the first, twice in the second, once in the 4th inning. And another big first inning for Arizona. Second straight night. There's a soft chopper to third, and Spangenberg goes on the run, but it is a foul ball, an indication.
I've seen some hitters act that out. And look, if I'm a betting man, I'm sure Drury got hit on the foul ball. Let's check it out. Oh, did it? No, it wasn't even close. The other angle, you could see a lot of space between ball and foot. That wasn't even close.
Now we're getting into conversation with Trip Gibson, the home plate umpire. Wow.
Wasn't even close.
So should have been out number 2 of the inning instead. Another chance here for Brandon Drury. Well, he fouls it straight back.
I'll tell you what, Brandon just reached back and tried to throw that last one as hard as he could. He's frustrated.
Swing and a miss, and in the end, Drury ends up striking out for out number 2 of the 9th inning.
Slider backed up on him. Oh yeah, the backup slider down in the zone will get you every time if you offer at it. Rather than breaking the traditional way of a slider, kind of just has that spin. It's kind of left over, not away. It's down, down and in. It kind of almost has a sinker straight down effect to it.
2 down in the 9th, and it brings up Chris Herman. Line to right, and that'll get down to the track of the wall. Jake Lamb running around the bases. He will be stopped at third base. It is a double for Chris Herman, his second hit of the night. And it's second and third now with 2 down for the Diamondbacks.
Four-seam fastball up. Boy, Herman does a good job staying on top of that one.
Second and third, 2 down, and Ray Fuentes coming up. Fuentes 0 for 4 in the ball game. 14 hits in the game for the Diamondbacks, but he has not been part of the hit parade tonight to this point. A strike now to Fuentes. Nick Ahmed has come out on deck. He would hit in the pitcher spot if we get that far. Fuentes went around, couldn't hold up, and he's down 1-2. That slider again that he chased.
He stays on top of that pitch. It's an effective pitch. When you work around it a little bit, kind of flattens out, just like any other pitcher throwing a slider.
In the dirt, gets away, and from third base, here comes Lamb to throw the plate. He will be safe. And the Diamondbacks get their 9th run. Taking third is Chris Herman. Wild pitch charged to Mauer that leads to another run.
Looks like it was another slider, and Torrens tries to do the best he can, but that ball will just bounce it its own way, and he just had a good second. Oh, you know what? I know it's 8-0, 9-0, but wonder if that tag. Mark McGuire says no. So they were thinking along the same way. That front foot was up above home plate.
Two and two the count with Herman at third base. And a foul ball to our left. So another run here for the Diamondbacks in the inning, on top 9-0. A little bit low, and a full count now. The walk started this inning, and that walk turned into a run here, and Jake Lamb scoring on the wild pitch here in the inning. On the ground, foul. Almost started 3+, giving up 8 runs. Jose Valdez in his Padres debut called up today from El Paso. Ran 3 shutout innings. Jose Torres 2 innings. No hits, no runs, and now Brandon Maurer. That's ball 4, and down to first base goes Fuentes. First time he's been on tonight. Second walk allowed by Maurer. Nick Ahmed coming up here. Padres have action in the pen all of a sudden. It's like Ryan Buchter starting to warm up. That was his first toss. Nick Ahmed, the pitch hitter, takes strike 1. Pitch hit in last night's game as well. .258 average, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in.
Tell you what, with the stuff of Maurer, should be able to pound the zone and just knock the bat right out of Ahmed's hands.
Ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Ahmed to end the inning. A run for the Diamondbacks. They lead it 9-0. Padres to the bottom of the 9th inning we go, and J.J. Hoover takes over, third arm used by the Diamondbacks in the game tonight.
18th game, and strikeouts are the story for J.J. Hoover. Tied for 5th in strikeouts per 9 innings. This guy strikes out in the average 12.86 strikeouts per 9. That is bringing it. Four seam, he'll sink it once in a while. Curve and slider. Mixing the change as well. He's held opponents scoreless in 14 of his last 15 games.
We got Solarte coming up to lead it off, and Hunter Renfroe and Luis Torren scheduled to bat in the inning. Tom Wilhelmsen ended up getting the final out of the 8th inning. Padres left the bases loaded as Diamondbacks pitching walked the bases loaded in the 8th, but strikeout of Will Myers ended that inning. And Here's Solarte to lead it off in the bottom of the ninth. Solarte 0 for 3. He's flied out to center field twice and grounded out to shortstop. Popped up, foul ground third base way. Jake Lamb has got to play, and he makes it for the first down at the bottom of the ninth inning. So one down, and that'll bring up Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe 0 for 3 has popped out short, lined out short, and last time up, struck out swinging. Padres have been held to 2 hits in this ball game tonight. Infield hit by Corey Spangenberg in the 3rd inning. Single to center for Eric Ibar in the 6th. And being out hit in this game 14-2.
Well, it's been all smiles for the starting pitching for the Diamondbacks, getting that pad early on last night. And now tonight, 2 nights in a row.
There's a strike, 3-1 now to Renfroe.
In fact, a little nugget about the Diamondbacks: the first time in franchise history that the D-backs have scored 5+ runs in the first inning in consecutive games. Prior to the last 2 days, Arizona had only scored 5+ runs in the opening frame in the same month twice.
Well, down to first base goes Renfroe with a walk here with 1 down in the ninth. That's the 5th walk given up by Diamondbacks pitching. Pretty late in this game. Comes Luis Torrens. First at bat was in the 7th inning, lined out to the right fielder David Peralta. Took over behind the dish for Austin Hedges. Fastball not overpowering at 91, but Bren swings and misses for strike 1. Robbie Ray started tonight for the Diamondbacks, 7 2/3 of shutout pitching. 2 hits, 3 walks, 6 Ks. Saw Tom Wilhelmsen for a 3rd of an inning, and now J.J. Hoover trying to finish it off here tonight for the Diamondbacks. There's 1 out, Hunter Renfroe at first base. And a 2-1 coming up here to Torrens. In there for strike 2.
You know, Don, we talked prior to this series how the Diamondbacks struggling on the road, right? And because they had a lot of home games early in the season, but it's games like this that can put them over the top and get on that roll and improve to 500 going into this game on the road. 7-10 for the Diamondbacks.
In the air down the right field line, and that's going to fall harmlessly as it gets into the seats. Peralta gave chase, but realized pretty quickly he wasn't going to have a play. Full count now to Torrens. after Hoover had walked Renfroe with 1 out in the inning. Flared foul off to the right, out of play. Eighth pitch of the at bat coming up here for Luis Torrens. And a pop-up. Foul ground. Descalso makes the catch on the warning track in front of the Padres dugout. And there are 2 outs here in the 9th inning. Brings up Corey Spangenberg. He's got one of the 2 hits the Padres have in the game. He and Derek Ibar with singles. Since the single in the 3rd inning for Spangenberg, strikeouts in the 5th and in the 8th inning. Now he bats with 2 down in the 9th. Fouled back, and it's a ball and a strike. Clayton Richard and Zach Godley play day baseball here at Petco Park in San Diego. Line to left, and that's going to get in for a base hit for Spangenberg. Up to second base goes Renfroe. Second hit of the ball game for Corey Spangenberg. Brings up Eric Ibar.
I was just noticing with J.J. Hoover out there, notice the strikeouts per 9, 12 plus. He's only thrown 92, 93. He's kind of a short armor though, so therefore I would guess that, you know, kind of hides that ball. There's some deception in that delivery from Hoover. And he throws up a curveball there at 30 or at 74. 30 something would have been a dandy, wouldn't it?
So 2 down, first and second. And Hoover ahead of Ibar here, 0-2. That hit him. Ibar thought it did, and it did. So down to first base goes Ibar. This will load the bases. Hit batter with 2 down in the inning.
Slider gets him on the back foot.
Bases loaded, 2 down, and out goes Mike Butcher, the pitching coach. Hoover trying to finish it off here now in a bases loaded situation. In fact, Padres have had bases loaded in back-to-back innings. Could not score in the 8th. We'll see what happens here in the 9th. Coming up here is Cordoba. First time this year he's batted with the bases loaded. His 3rd plate appearance of the night. He's grounded out to second base and flied out to center. Fouls one back and out of play. Renfroe at third. Spangenberg at second, and Ibar at first. Bases filled with Padres here with 2 down in the 9th inning, as Cordoba will take a ball, 2-1. On the ground, softly hit left side. The shortstop Owings, no play, and a run scored. Padres get a run, and no shutout tonight for the Diamondbacks. Infield hit for Cordoba and an RBI.
Hey, move that line. Fastball out in front, tops it, and who says you got to hit the ball hard and on the sweet spot? The merry-go-round inning, 1 on, 1 off.
Luis Sardinez walked in the 8th inning. Time called here. On the corner for strike 1. So the 1-out walk to Hunter Renfroe turned into a run. Half-hearted swing there by Sardinez, who kind of changed his mind in the middle.
Yeah, that was one where you start and you say, oh my gosh, I want to stop, and point of no return.
Oh, and 2 the count. Swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. Sardinez strikes out, and the Padres lose this.